Up next, Russ and I are going to talk about Heat.
Make sure you subscribe to our page and give this video a like. It's literally free and the best way to support our channel. Even better, click the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos.
Yeah.
If you had the opportunity to pick up Heat on a Steelbook and it comes out August 9th, you get a regular edition too. It's got that traditional, I guess, art, you could call it. But the Steelbook edition, I don't know if it's much better. It's kind of cold and steel, and I like that. But it's like Robert De Niro looking out the window. It's kind of boring.
So?
It was directed by Michael Mann, who at the time was only known for Thief, which, rest in peace again to Jimmy Caan. I watched that over the break. Badass movie. Also Manhunter, he was known for at the time. And then Last of the Mohicans. I have no idea how I forgot, or even knew maybe, that he did Last of the Mohicans.
I've never seen it, but I know he made it.
I had no idea. He wrote this film, or he wrote the script for this movie in 1979. And it was based on a real story, like a real criminal, a real like detective that was after him or whatever thing. He goes on, he makes Thief in 1981. And then after that, he tries to get it made. And he turns it into a television movie, like you said. It was called L.A. Takedown.
I tell her I sell swimming pools.
And live a life so there's nothing in it you can't walk away from in 10 seconds flat.
Yeah.
It wasn't picked up. And then he just revisited the script and he decided like this was a movie I'm going to make in 1994. And I remember when this movie came out, one of the biggest things that was hyped was that Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are in a movie together.
When those two both wanted to do it, suddenly you read the script and it had a magic to it, for sure.
Actually, they don't even share that much screen time, it turns out. I mean, you've watched this movie recently, and I've seen it not that long ago.
No, but that's what made it special. And it's nice because it's right in the middle of the movie. It's beautiful because they both just sit down, and we're looking at it as two actors, but even within the film itself, these are two men who have the same issues in their lives. They're just on complete opposite ends.
And what's crazy, too, is like you said, two greats, they showed up having done no rehearsals for that scene at all because they wanted to feel like strangers as they were in the movie.
Bob said, let's not rehearse. Let's learn it somehow. And at the same time, when we show up, just walk through it a bit and then shoot it. And it really worked.
Yeah, dude, it's still a great movie. I'm going to say this.
What makes it great? Tell me, Russ.
I'm going to tell you right now, the same thing that probably made Top Gun Maverick great. It doesn't talk down to the audience at all. All demographics can like this movie. It's not an over-the-top action Schwarzenegger type bullshit thing. There's real dilemmas with real characters. It's an adult film.
Well, I am over fucking well.
We need more Heats in this world. I realized that watching recently. Like, we used to take movies like this for granted, and now it's like, God, I wish this would make. I wish every theater had at least one or two movies with this level of maturity. I'm watching two great actors. The script is intelligent, but it's not like it's not Christopher Nolan. It's not trying to wow you and trick you and all that stuff. It just respects you, and you're on this journey. And we're going to get in the mindset of two men who are destined to be loners, that their careers, their professions are who they are, and they have to sacrifice everything in life just to do what they were put on earth to do.
Pretty fucking great.
Al Pacino, we talked earlier, but you could say this over and over. He's just firing off on all cylinders in this movie. He viewed this character as being under the influence of cocaine the whole time.
The character I played is a guy, he's been around, he's done a lot of stuff, and he also chips cocaine. And I've always wanted to say sometimes, just so you know where some of the behavior's coming from.
And even like I think you said too, sometimes he's saying these things and people in the background, they even look confused. That great ass line is improvised. And you can tell in that scene that Hank Azaria is legitimately like terrified.
She got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
Robert De Niro, he's great as well. I mean, he's doing his Robert De Niro thing.
He's great. I mean, exactly. He's doing his silent De Niro thing.
Yeah.
But that's what this character calls
top
for.
form. Yeah, top form.
And actually, one thing I love about this movie and De Niro's character is it could have been one note, he's just silent, but I like the love interest. I actually like the love interest story with him in this, but it's not overdone where he's going to learn this lesson and she's going to save him and all that shit. It's just like it shows you this man has a heart.
Yeah.
It's just he's in his line of work. You can't change that.
We gripe about the length of the movie, but that's the thing. This movie takes its time. Like, it takes its time to develop these relationships. It takes its time to go through all these like action scenes. It's like, it's not like getting rid of one for the other. It's giving you both full throttle. And I think that's why the shit comes in at near 3 hours.
And I'll tell you this, no heat, no Dark Knight.
Oh yeah. I mean,
There are even rewatching it, dude. Oh my God. I forgot how much this influenced The Dark Knight.
I think it's influenced a lot of things probably, but definitely that is a notable one.
Dude, I'm talking like shots. The beginning of The Dark Knight, that there are scenes in this movie that look exactly, you could have just dropped them in The Dark Knight and it would have fit in.
Yeah. The one other thing that I like about this movie, and I would say the exact same thing for Thief, is that they both feel very authentic to what it is that they're doing. Like, I feel like the way that these bank robberies are conducted, the way that the robberies in Thief,
it doesn't feel Hollywood.
it feels like some real like criminals were, talked to about this stuff to figure out how this would really go down. And I think even Val Kilmer, I think, might have said something like him reloading a clip and some gun he's firing is like shown to Marines on how to actually do it or something.
Val Kilmer looks badass in that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a movie with Pacino, De Niro, and all that. Yeah. I'd argue Val Kilmer in that shootout scene, he's the one going off.
I felt it was very authentic in that regard, and I thought that was really, the attention to detail is something I really like. So what is something that you do not like? Because I have a couple of gripes too.
Great cast, great actress in her own right. Take Natalie Portman out of this fucking movie.
No.
That is literally what I was also going to say.
Adds nothing.
It kills me. I much would rather Al Pacino not even have a family element, not even the girlfriend, really. Like, that's fine.
You need that. Because you need to see that his life is in disarray as well and that he lost 2 marriages, that chaotic. He's just like De Niro. That's the point. But we already had this. You come home and the dude's watching your TV. That's all I needed was you had a girlfriend and she got with another dude because you weren't present.
That's it.
I don't need all this Natalie Portman stuff.
I need him to be crazy the whole time.
Give me all you got! Give me all you got!
But I mean, it's true. I agree with you. That totally.
Take it out.
I hated
You
all the
could take
suicide stuff.
Yep.
It's like
Take
40
it all
minutes
out.
of the movie.
Take it all out. This changes nothing about the core movie.
It doesn't.
And it kills me. I thought that back in the day, and then when I was watching it the other day to kind of prepare for us talking, I was like, dude, this is stupid. And no disrespect to Natalie Portman.
Nope.
She's incredible, especially for how young she is. We all saw her in The Professional a year before.
Yep.
Like, she's amazing, but it adds nothing here.
Well, that's an interesting point.
I have one other major gripe, and that's only my 2 gripes with this movie, honestly.
It's not even really a gripe. I feel like my main gripe, it becomes the runtime as a result of what we just said.
Yes.
Because I feel like this movie is super great and it's entertaining, but how many times can I watch this in my lifetime? I mean, it's just one of those movies you watch every however many years. But if this was 2 hours, an hour and 50 or something, or if that whole story was gone and it was just a solid 2, like, it would be on the rotation so much more.
Even if it was 220 and you just got rid of the Natalie Portman stuff,
you'd be fine. The other thing is, and I wouldn't say this is a gripe, as much as I just feel like I don't know how I feel about it, just the ending itself.
Dude.
Like, the ending itself, like,
that's my other gripe. I hate the ending.
The showdown,
I hate the ending. I've always hated the ending of this movie.
The showdown, they're going to have one.
Dude, it's not even done well.
It's not, and that's the thing. It's poor. It's poorly done.
It's not even done well, dude. What the fuck? At one point, De Niro is running in full sight. He's at an airport and he's running across a runway. Like, Pacino, just stop running after him, point your gun, and take the shot.
Yeah, it's
like ridiculous. And this is this smart man, and he just keeps running in plain sight at the end of this stuff. Like, and you're right, it's very anticlimactic. Once they get together again,
I know
it felt like they got that far and they didn't know how to wrap it up.
They didn't know how to wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree with you completely. And I felt like that when I was a kid watching it.
I did too.
I was just like, dude, this doesn't feel. Everything else in this movie is so epic, and that was the conclusion.
It is. It's honestly
deflating. Even De Niro going back to kill the guy, it was
like very frustrating.
That's a stretch.
It was very frustrating.
Even that's a stretch by his logic in the movie.
The whole movie, his logic.
But I get it's a movie, and I forgive it because I was like, all right,
he needs his revenge. He's got to get the guy.
I get it. For a movie, in real life, he'd have been gone. He wouldn't have
save
gone
his
back.
ass his whole life. So he's gonna go mess around with weight, bro.
He's all about damage control and risk factors. With even when he's talking to Val Kilmer, he's like, "You got to fix your shit because you're going to ruin us all." He didn't want to do the heist.
Yeah.
The whole crew was sitting there saying, "Nah, I'm in." He's like, "Nah, there's too much heat." But now you're going to risk it all at the end. You're good.
I know.
You can leave with your woman.
You're
but
gone.
you got to go kill this guy.
Right.
They are like running in open fields.
And you could just,
parts.
yeah, you could just
like
shoot.
stop running and aim.
I know.
And you guys are like, what? At this point, you both are in your
Yeah.
fucking 60s. Like, it shouldn't be that hard, dude.
So those are the two main things that bother me. It's such a great movie.
It is
Anticlimactic.
though. And those two things
Yeah.
don't ruin it.
No.
Don't ruin it at all. But
It's
it's
a great
just
Al
like,
Pacino movie.
Fuck, I feel like you were so close to a masterpiece.
True.
I feel like you were so close to a masterpiece, and these little
True.
tweaks just
Yeah.
pulled it back.
So after this movie, he did Ali, he did Collateral, Miami Vice the movie, and now he's coming back to Heat again. So he's writing some prequel novel that I guess does a little bit before the events of Heat and a little bit of the events after Heat, but he wants to make a movie of that. I mean, in general, this movie, you don't need a sequel. It's a solid film in this genre. It's entertaining. It's a little bit long. Anytime you give Al Pacino a role like this, it's like you're going to have a great time. Like, I mean, come on. Like, look at him there. He looks like old Scarface. With the machine gun
I never
and
even
everything.
thought. You know that. Why'd you say that? That's exactly why that artwork is like that. I'll tell you one element of this film that wipes away any gripe anyone can have with it, and that is John Voight's magnificent mullet.
It's a free country, brother.
Hey, dye that shit gray and make me look fucking stupid.
Mullet of the year.
Make sure it matches my goofy mustache.